Moment of truth type stuff going on here. We're putting Joco back together again, and today we're reinstalling the mast step. Everything was going fine until 2 bolts completely stripped. So now we have to figure this out.
This is a big one.
Ugh. So we came up with a plan, and in between battling the elements, we set to work getting a true assessment of our problem. Now to chisel out the pieces and check the quality of the wood. These projects always take a lot longer than you think. Even though it's quite the stressful situation, we try to keep our spirits high.
We're gonna wet her out, let her rip.
Gonna wet her out and let it rip. That's what he said. You said wetting out a hole. Putting down the mast step once and for all. But will it work? We have been working hard reconstructing Joco, and recently we were able to close up all the final holes on deck, but not without doing drill fill drill for the mast electrical gooseneck and the windlass foot button. The last fitting is the mast step, and we were feeling quite confident about it. There was minimal deflection on the deck, the step wasn't bent like a banana, and we drilled a couple test holes in the deck to ensure the plywood beneath wasn't damaged. All there was to do was stick on some 4200 and bolt her down. Or so we thought.
Okay. So the bolts need Loctite.
Lock them tight, babe.
Yeah.
Putting them one at a time, just a little bit, and then tightening them together slowly. What's that phrase called? Cross hatch? Cross something?
Cross threading.
Cross.
Like a wind.
Not cross threading. It was a windstorm, and this almost blew over. There was a lot of wind noise, and there may have been some colorful language, so I'll just let you know that 2 out of the 4 bolts ended up stripping at the final crankdown, and we were pretty devastated. Oh my god, complete disaster. It was a mad frickin' ass dash to try to get this 4200 off of this. We still are working on that top side. Oh my god. So now we have to figure this out.
This is a big one.
Ugh. We tried putting the bolts in before we put the plate down, and they worked just fine.
I don't get it.
They didn't strip, nothing. So we're just using acetone to clean everything up. It worked pretty well over here, and it is working for the mast step, and then we're back to the very beginning before we did all this work. Awesome. Good morning. Today is going to be quite eventful. Moment of truth type stuff going on here. We are going to be drilling into the mast step bolts. The area around it, 1-inch hole around them, just to see the status of underneath the mast step, if we have to redo the entire thing or if it's stripped right at the bolt holes. So that's our plan for this morning. It's a little bit complicated because obviously once we drill out the bolt holes, we're going to lose our alignment of where this plate has to go back down on deck afterwards. So we are going to be tracing around where the mast step goes, and we're also going to be putting tape in kind of a crisscross pattern. It's going to blow away in order to show and indicate where exactly the holes should go afterwards. We're going to see how this goes. We don't really know. Any thoughts before we get started?
I wish we didn't have to be doing this.
Yeah, pretty much. We almost got away with it, but we might still get away with it and just end up over drilling the holes, do the drill fill drill, tap them again, and then we can put it down. It's interesting because you might remember back when we took this off and we were investigating, we drilled a couple of exploratory holes to see if there was any wetness, and there wasn't. So we're hoping that we just have to do the holes and that's it. First step complete. We have all of our lines marking where the center of the holes will be. So once we drill it out, we'll then just reconnect the lines on either side for later. and know exactly where the hole needs to go for placement. Also very important to set the depth for our hole saw, because we don't want to go too deep and hit the bottom skin underneath here, obviously.
So vacuum's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's close enough, right?
Close enough, yeah.
Now I'm gonna we'll just mark all 4 holes, and then I'll remark this to the depth I had before, and I won't have to use this thing anymore. So
Okay.
tape, please.
Scalpel.
Yeah.
There you go. So this random piece of wood that we have, this was what was on deck up here, up there, to protect the deck from the anchor chain as it goes on deck. And when we took it off, we noticed it was rotten, so we'll have to make a new one of them. And so we just drilled a hole in here, and then that is how we are lining it up there for our 1-inch hole that we're drilling in.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, exactly. Because we couldn't reuse this for anything else, so it's perfect for this job. Resourceful.
Ready.
Ready, Freddy. Let's do this.
1 second. Don't move.
Now to chisel out the pieces and check the quality of the wood.
Look at that. It's dry and good. So I just stripped at the holes.
Ooh. Wow. This is like the best case scenario. Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's funny, the glass is keyed into this actually. See?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll show you.
We thought so when we did those exploratory holes in here and they were dry. We had a feeling. Wow, look how easy that came out.
Yeah, see? Healthy wood.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That is amazing.
Yeah, see there,
Oh
see
my
it's
God.
keyed.
Oh, cool.
Ray's gonna be happy to know about that. It's so funny.
Yeah. Our friend Ray was giving us advice that if we did, or that when we had to redo the glass in here, to do it with a key like that. And we thought that was a great idea. Looks like Hallberg Rassy thought it was a great idea too. And also we put tape around the outsides of them so that when we drilled the hole, hopefully we wouldn't have any Joco cracking.
But that, how you normally check if wood's rot is trying to jam something into it, and it's not. I mean, that's a sharp edge, right? You usually use a screwdriver, but it's good.
Oh shoot.
Looks good to me.
Honey,
Yeah, that's
I love you.
so stressful.
We're gonna have a good day today.
But the wood around the outside looks good, and it didn't delaminate from the glass or anything else. So now if we do the scoring thing and we fill that epoxy and then sand it down, the next part is when the thickened epoxy goes in, we have to make it blend in with the sides of this because we don't want any pressure points on the plate.
Yep.
And I'm not too sure what else we want to consider with the thing, but
Woohoo! High five, babe.
yeah, that's
High five, that's a win.
good. Looks good.
So that is a massive win for us today. Jeff is just finishing the cleaning out, and I'm taking a look at this weather that is creeping up behind us. So I'm gonna have to go and get some aluminum tape and some other tarps or something, just in case it decides to come over here and wreck all of our fun. Well, we think we're gonna get nailed pretty soon here, and if not, then we're just taking a little 5-minute break. So we have covered everything up. We shall see what happens. And now we're about 15 minutes later and we're in a full-on storm now. Good grief. Look at this. A quick break to shout out our amazing patrons: Mike C, Wolfgang B, Aid Bateman, William Tubbs, Dennis and Sarah Collins, Colin and Stephanie Ibbett, Alan Sherrill, Kate Vidal, Siobhan and Travis LaMarche, Lindsay and Bruce Fraser, Brad and Jen Ibbett, Stevie Blanc, Sheen Marine, Alan Onderdonk, Lucy and Peter Haggerty, Matthias Thorin, SV Cell Serenity, Raff and Di, Dan Knox, Tom Parsons, and Michael Steffen. We appreciate you all so much. Over the next couple of weeks, we researched our options how to rectify this problem and make Joco stronger than she was before. It's a tricky situation, and there are several ways and opinions on how to do the job, especially when you type it into Google or into an online forum. So we just wanted to make sure we did it correct and took our time. Finally, we were ready. Jeff is working on preparing the mast step area here so we can affix it back on deck. And we have some clouds that are looming. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's hot and sunny. We're working on the mast step today.
It's hot and sunny, but we know there's a giant looming system over here, but the way the wind direction is, it's just spinning on the outside and staying on the outside of the island.
So we were a bit hesitant to do this job, but we're getting all of the prep done at any rate, and then I think that we'll be okay to do
Might
it.
just do it because this cover we know is fully waterproof.
Exactly. Let's just get it done.
Put it in the shade and stuff.
Heck
Anyway,
yeah.
So I sanded that down with 80 grit.
So I don't think that we've actually gone and said what we're doing. Yeah, we're going to put the plate back, but we're going to be embedding these things. We haven't talked about that at all. So we have to give a little bit of...
the plate back. I think we got that in video where
Yep.
the screws were stripping, and so we
Yes.
investigated by drilling 1-inch holes. We found that the core is actually good all around. So we're bonding in these down in the deck. And for whatever reason, we noticed after removing the plate that there's a slight rock to the plate here. Tiniest little. So what we're going to do is we're going to bond these down all in place with thickened epoxy below this and leave it so that at the end of the day we're perfectly flush. So the next steps are going to be cleaning up these guys with a wire brush, and we have to wax the bottom of this step a few times, about 3 layers of that wax I picked up today.
Yeah, we put some tape on it already as well.
We're going to be waxing the bolts as well. They go down into these pieces, and again, not get any on here because that would wreck the entire mission.
Let's take a look at this closer up. So we're going to be bonding this bigger piece down into each of the holes, and then this will be like stuck in the deck with epoxy around it because it's a smaller diameter or smaller circumference, whatever, than the hole that's there. So it'll be coated in epoxy. It's not going anywhere, and then the bolt here is just going to screw down into it after we put it through the holes up on top here. It's going to be super strong. And that's kind of it. That's our idea. So Jeff did a lot of prep in here. You had to bevel out the edges. So further to these things, we had to cut down these bolts a little bit. Jeff is wanting to leave a little bit of space in there at the bottom after it is in place with the bolt down into it, so that we would have some extra threads in order to tighten it down extra if we wanted to, and that it wouldn't bottom out. So Jeff had to cut all of them off. Also, this bigger thing around the outside here, he had to trim that down too. So a lot of prep has gone into it, but we're lucky that we were able to find these fasteners. Stainless steel, of course. It's going to be a good repair, very strong repair. The next step is Jeff is applying this type of marine wax.
Release wax.
Release wax to the bottom of the mast step, and he'll also be putting it on the bolts and everything. It smells like menthol.
Yeah, it has a unique
like
smell,
a toothpaste. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like a car air freshener kind of thing. So you're doing a few different layers is what we were told. Put the wax on and then wax on,
3 times.
wax off,
And
wax
then-
on, wax off.
I gotta get it in these holes
That's what she said.
because that's.
And then it'll be done. And then we're ready to go in the water, right? Time to wax the bolts. I can't wait for us to be finished up here, and then this tarp can go away. And we can show off our new head hatch because it looks so nice. Heck yeah. Hatch, yeah. Good one, honey. These projects always take a lot longer than you think. Doing the prep is like half or more of the total time for a project. It's crazy. Okay, so we're screwing in all these things. Jeff has wax on his fingers and I don't on mine. So he's going to be touching the bolt that has wax on it and I'm going to be screwing this in. One thing to note is that I mentioned earlier that Jeff did have to machine cut these pieces down. So we want the uncut side, which is this side, as you can tell. That's the cut side. That's the non-cut side, to be going up against the plate so that it'll have the most secure
Whatever you do, don't drop it
bond.
because everything else is wax that we got on there.
There we go. I'm just going to do it hand tight.
Wait 1 sec. Okay. Yeah.
Like
Carrying
so.
on.
It's looking pretty dark over here, but we're hopeful that nothing will be coming our way. And we are continuing on. Over here, what we did, remember I was saying that we wanted to have a little bit of extra space at the bottom of the big housing thing so that we would have room to tighten the bolts down. Well, when we put this down into the epoxy pool over here, we don't want epoxy to go up into the bottom of the hole and get rid of that space that we want to keep. So we put some of that wax in there, as recommended from a guy here at the yard as well, professional, where he works with this stuff all the time. So that's what we've done to remedy that problem, or that potential problem. Weather is still looking a little bit cray, but it's lightening up and I don't see any rain coming down anywhere. So, oh, actually I do see some rain right down there.
I'm telling you, we're not doing it. We have to cover it and protect our stuff.
Okay, so it's over on the Dutch side. We'll see if it starts coming this way. And if so, we'll just cover everything up and come back to it after. But at least all the prep is done. That's the important part, because
Good first step.
the prepping is taking a lot longer than anticipated,
Not
unfortunately.
That's why
Yeah, it is. There's so many steps. Oh my
I was
gosh.
dreading. It's just like there's a lot to this job. Getting this right first time. Not easy, folks.
Pretty sure we'll be able to continue on after this rain passes. It doesn't look bad, and it's far away. Radar in St. Martin sucks.
It really sucks.
It's never
I don't
accurate.
understand why.
I don't get it either.
It could be that difficult. Is a particle bouncing off of it or not? Isn't it?
I don't know, but everywhere
comes the
else
rain,
in the
though.
Caribbean has been accurate for the radar. But here, it's always so hit miss. Well, mostly missed. But we are feeling a couple of raindrops, so yeah, we'll cover this up and we will come back to it. Oh, you're just finishing the last hole?
Turns out it's beer clock, not Mast step installing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a really thing.
Oh,
It's a really
it's a really
thing.
thing. Wow. Good morning. Today we are putting down the mast step once and for all. Finishing it up because the other day we got rained out. So we're going to be doing this in a couple different steps. The first step is we're going to have some unthickened epoxy and we're going to be putting it down these holes to wet it out. Let that tack off, and also because it is wood in here, the wood is probably going to absorb a lot of that unthickened epoxy. So we're going to do it twice over just to make sure that everything is coated in there and sticking how it should. And then at the same time, put it on the whole area here to prepare for the unthickened epoxy to be going on it and sealing the plate back down onto the deck. We'll see how we do. By the way, this morning, not sure why, but we woke up to tons of these like dead flying ants all over the deck. A bunch over here. I think maybe because we have our light on at night and maybe it was attracting them last night, and then sorry dudes, they all died. So I just finished mixing that and now Jeff is doing the most precision work ever to wet it out. Okay, well, as much as this is really fun watching you wet out a hole, and I know some of you in the comments are going to be like, you said wetting out a hole. You know who you are. Yes, I did just say that. Happy Friday.
Getting it ready, making some unthickened. We're gonna wet her out, let her rip.
Gonna
How's that
wet her
sound?
out and let it rip. That's what he said. We have our baby cups on here with the lines drawn on. Just making a little batch.
Let her rip.
Let her rip. We did our 2 rounds of wetting out the holes, and now we Jeff has troweled on some a little bit thick epoxy, not too thick, And then we have a little bit thinner consistency epoxy to go in the holes. And we're doing a mixture of 404 and these little snowball balloon things. I'll show you what they look like right here.
We're told it makes it more adhesive, so.
The snowballs are called 403?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the closest.
So 403 and 404. I'm going to be on a cleanup duty because there's going to be a lot of splooge coming out there. All right, here we go. Careful, don't step in any epoxy that's on the plastic here. That's a lot of splooge.
I need to get it right down in place now.
And now we are using this app on the iPhone called Level to make sure that we are indeed level. We're on the hard, obviously, so we don't know if the boat itself is level up on the stands. So that's why we did it before, and it was -1. And then now with your measurement here, it's -1. So now we know that the plate is down straight and not like cockeyed on one side or too much epoxy under it on one area, like on a corner or something. So that's good. And now to watch it dry. Good morning. Moment of truth time. We're gonna go see if this mast step is stuck down permanently with the epoxy or if everything that we did to prevent that from happening actually worked. It looks great. We're taking the sunshade down so you can access
the first
it.
thing is the bolts, because that would be the most stressful.
Yeah.
Without further ado. Good.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, now we got to figure out this one. There's always one. Always one bugger.
Should be able to just snap off of there, hopefully.
Well, it looks like you got it.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to go in there. Oh, there's a tiny little thing in there. Yeah.
Should be able to crack it out.
There's a tiny little thing in there. There we go. We got it free.
Now we want to make sure these are matched up still.
How does it look?
Yeah, it looks
It looks like a bolt hole.
Put it in there.
We
Oh,
put wax to maintain the
yeah. Perfect. Well, that's good that it stayed attached to that. That made that a lot easier.
Maybe it's gonna be hard. I don't know.
Not working.
There you go. Hear that?
Yep, I heard that.
It's a good sign.
Some ASMR for you.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Nice.
Wow, that is
Wow.
freaking fantastic looking. Holy
Wow.
cow. That makes me feel real good.
Honey, it's like we know what we're doing. Wow. What a fantastic outcome to yet another problem we had to figure out. We're one step closer to getting back in the water.